Ty West's X is already getting a prequel. Let's get into this.
What's your favorite scary movie? Name it.
We'll tear your soul apart.
I'm Pennywise the dancing now.
We're gonna get you. Oh, Lord on the beast!
God, don't do that.
But sometimes death is better.
Hey everybody, what's up? KillJoy Jake here, and instead of having friends, I have horror movies. Today we are talking about Ty West's X that premieres this Friday. I am literally so excited for it, and obviously we have to talk about the South by Southwest premiere of it just a couple of days ago. So before I do that though, I'm gonna need y'all to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. So there is literally so much we have to talk about this film. It got premiered, I believe, 2 days ago now. I think it was like 2 days ago on Sunday. It's Monday, so Sunday was yesterday. So I think it was Sunday or Saturday that this premiered at South by Southwest. Thank you to all the comments who corrected me on saying SXSW, which I guess is not how you're supposed to say it, but South by Southwest. Thank you to the hundreds of people who commented that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. I will never say it any other way besides that. But talking about this, the reviews have been overwhelmingly positive of the film. I have actually gone through a lot of Ty West's horror features. He's made like 3 really big ones that I can just think of off the top of my head. That is House of the Devil, The Sacrament, and The Innkeepers, which I almost forgot the name of. All 3 of those films I enjoyed a lot. I think House of the Devil was probably my favorite, but The Sacrament is also still really good. And in The Innkeepers, that's probably his best extent of having humor in a horror film. And it seems like X, after reading some of the reviews, captures all of those things and puts them together. Now, to kind of give you an idea of what I think X is going to be about without actually knowing too much about it, because I haven't really read any spoiler reviews. I've read some like non-spoiler reviews. Megan Navarro from Bloody Disgusting put out a phenomenal review about the film. I think that the film is going to be a slow burn with comedic aspects and just amazing 70s kind of terror, which is typically the movies I like the most. I love 70s horror films. It's one of my favorite times for horror flicks. I genuinely think that this movie is going to be something really special and maybe one of his best horror movies ever. Ty West likes to make movies that are a slow burn without too much exposition, but then ultimately lead to something fucking bonkers in the third act. I love movies like that. That's a perfect setup for an A24 film especially. I'm not shocked at all that they're producing this and fully funded it. So I genuinely think that this movie is going to be one of the better A24 horror films out there. And like I've talked about in the past, I've expressed how much I absolutely love this company. Everything they put out has something to it. Even Lamb, which I didn't love, notably, there is still something very remarkable about that film, and I had to buy it. I had to put it on my shelf. There's something about that film is just capturing that like other films don't have. I really do appreciate A24 films a lot, and I'm really starting to love Ty West's direction and what he does with movies. And it appears that this new film is probably his best after reading some of the reviews. And with this bit of news, which is the craziest thing we're going to talk about, is the fact that they have already filmed a prequel film for X titled Pearl that will have Mia Goth's character returning for it in some kind of capacity. I guess it's a prequel and they can't say too much about it. I guess after they showed it at South by Southwest, they actually showed a trailer for Pearl, the prequel to X that is already I guess in post-production. They already filmed it alongside X. They're filming 2 movies at the same time, basically, which is insane. That's like insane news. I've literally never heard of this before. Maybe this has happened before in the past, but this is not something that's common. Usually, production studios like this, they won't double down on a project unless they really believe in it. Actually, something that's coming to mind now is Army of the Dead. They made Army of the Dead in that prequel film. I never got to see it because Army of the Dead really just did not impress me. But they believed in that project so much to make a prequel film, and I believe there's even a series coming out about Army of the Dead. So if you're interested in that, that's all on Netflix, and I believe there's some kind of like prequel series coming for that as well. I kind of like the fact that we're doing that with films. I think you can expand upon certain narratives without trying to put too many ideas into a 90-minute movie. That is really interesting to me. I would rather see things like this where it's like continuations or prequels or sub-series instead of trying to shove all of these ideas into one big movie. I really like that we're doing things differently nowadays with film, and we're like doing prequel movies that could explain stuff about the film that you might not have wanted to put in there initially because maybe it didn't work. Maybe it got too clustered. Like there's too many ideas, because some movies suffer from having too many ideas, and this is a awesome solution to that also makes the studio more money, which means more movies ultimately. So I genuinely am a fan of that. I'm very excited to see Pearl as well, which I don't know when that's coming out, but like I guess there's already, like, it's already filmed, it's already in the can. Like, they're kind of like getting it ready to come out sometime later this year if X is successful, I guess. So I don't know. To me, that news is awesome. That bodes very well. The very overwhelmingly positive reviews of the film are also awesome. And something that's shocking to me about the reviews is the fact that a lot of people are saying that this is a comedy. I was not expecting it to be full-blown comedy, but I guess it is much more of a, like, it's a horror flick mixed with a lot of comedy. It is 50-50 down that route. It's a horror comedy more than just a straight up horror film. And I was really thinking going into this, watching the trailer, like, yeah, it was going to be a little funny. It's about young filmmakers who are making a porno in basically some old people's shed. That's what essentially this movie is about. So like, yeah, it's gotta be a little silly, but I'm shocked that the reviews said that this is a laugh out loud funny movie while also having these super impactful and really well done terror sequences. That's really an interesting review. I am so intrigued by this film. I genuinely think it's going to be one of my favorite horror films of the year. Currently, Fresh is my favorite horror film of the entire year so far. I was so impressed by that. I didn't think it was going to be like that good, and it was that good for me. I really did enjoy Fresh a lot on Hulu. Could not recommend that movie more. I typically don't do reviews on this page. They just don't do that well, unfortunately. But I did put out a whole video talking about how much I love that film because I had to. That movie blew my mind. I really liked Fresh. That was a 10 out of 10 movie in my opinion. And I'm thinking the same thing is going to be with X. I really think this is going to be something special. I'm very excited to see it later this week, and hopefully I can see it early and put out some kind of review for you guys. So what do you guys think about X? Are you very excited for this? How does this news about a prequel film already being like in the works, it's filmed already, we had a trailer for it premiere at South by Southwest. How do you guys feel about that? Is that weird, or are you excited like me? Like, I think it's a really cool avenue to go down for movies because you can do so much more with that. You can tell so many more stories in the same universe without having to pack your initial film with like 100 different ideas, when movie studios believe in your film, that is. Personally, I think it's a great idea. I really would love to see more horror flicks do that because there's so many good horror stories you can tell based in some of these universes of movies that may or may not need a sequel, but could use further explaining in some kind of like series or a prequel movie like this. I think another great example is the Suicide Squad movie and the Peacekeeper show, which I hear is phenomenal. I loved Suicide Squad, so I'm sure that the show is also great. But what do you guys think? Is that a good idea or not so much? How do you feel about that? Leave me something about it in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching this new video on X. I am so excited to see this thing this week. I don't even know. I'm brimming with excitement. I genuinely think this is going to be one of the better horror films of the year. Thank you all for watching again. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Follow me on all my socials on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, even TikTok. I genuinely try not to use TikTok, but hey, follow me there too as well. I am currently running a Kickstarter campaign for a Scream fan film called Red Right Hand. It's going to be from the perspective of the killers. It's going to be a much more different and ambitious film. So make sure to check that out and support the campaign if you can. We only have like, what, 2 weeks left pretty much. So support that if you can. The link for it will be in the description below. Thank you all again for watching, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.